Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Leonardo Simple G, this time with a review, an in-depth review of a game I absolutely loved. This game became available at Play at Home PlayStation, which is a feature that PlayStation has to allow us to play at home free games because, of the pandemic. And this one I'll be trying to find it in second hand or something like that, but I never got around to it. And this time PlayStation do me a favor and they offer me. I'm talking about Ratchet & Clank. Ratchet & Clank is an amazing game. It really is an amazing game. Sometimes because I play a lot of free-to-play and a lot of these live service games, we kind of forget what a good video game is. A good video game that has a story, that has characters, that has animation, that has universe, that has background, that everything is connected, where you have to kind of use your wits to solve puzzles, and you have to fight monsters, you have to figure out how to defeat certain bosses, and this game has it all. Sure, it's a kids game, but it has more good stuff in it than many other players that I play right now. The game is super funny. It's got little furry cutie animals. It's easy and it's fun, which is something like I think a lot of games forget that they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be like gambling. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to entertain us. It has a simple story. Two friends made up in the galaxy, and they're trying to overthrow a dark lord. They're trying to destroy the galaxy, and that's it. You go flying around between planets and planets, doing simple missions. Some are harder, some are not, and then solving puzzles and saving the galaxy, which is what the Galaxy Force does. I'm very happy that I'm playing this game now instead of 2016 when it came out, because it was made a remastered edition and the game looks polished. It looks a lot better than it did before. It looks like I'm playing a Pixar movie, really. It just looks that good. It looks as intended. It looks like when they made the movie, because of deadlines and all that, they kind of maybe had to compromise with the graphics and everything. This time they didn't. They just picked the movie, they cleaned it up, and they just mailed it to us. It looks absolutely amazing. It's very linear, the game is very linear, but there is a little bit of exploration between each stage and on each planet, which I absolutely love. There's a lot of cool weapons and gadgets that can gather. Each weapon that has its own perk for, say. You can level it up, and then you can add mods to it that you can unlock. That's really cool. It's a really nice system. There's simple upgrades for each weapon, range, damage, ammo, and all that. And there's the perk that they have. For instance, I love the weapon that turns everything to pixels. It looks like pixel art. I love the weapon that turns everything to sheep. That's really cool. It reminds me of the Hardman movies, that have the little sheep. That's really cool. There are some tense moments in it. There's kind of chases or escape. There's one in which I had to escape from water, and I tried to do it in hard, and it was really hard. I mean, it really almost made me lose my mind how hard it was, because it was a really jump in difficulty, and it was really tense. But it's not all smooth sailing. Just say it's not smooth sailing. Also, each planet also has a few features. There's one of them where you have to use your ship to destroy other spaceships. You can go around flying and destroying stuff. There's one where you use your hoverboard to do an obstacle course or a race, which is really cool. The command is extremely well responsive, really well responsive, and there's great animation all around. I mean, the NPCs give you little hints, and they talk while you're playing. They give you little one-liners, and those are amazing, and those really made me laugh. It really makes the entire game really light, and I really enjoy that. Also, I can pause the game. Oh my god! Most of the games that we play are always online, and you can't pause, and that's really troublesome. Especially when you're fighting, for instance, Donsters, you're fighting a behemoth, and you have to stop because you need to get something for your family, something like that, and you can't. Also on Warframe, it's always online. You're playing with other players. If you leave, you're just instantly banned for AFK and something like that. No, this has a pause button. And what's so problematic about putting a pause button, even if you're playing with other people, especially if you're playing alone and Dauntless. But goddamn, it's really good to have that.
With exclusive content if you pre-ordered through Gadgetron. I take it you're the ones Cora called me about? The ones in need?
Feature I enjoyed the most about this game was Mr. Zurkon, and I tell you that right now. If I could change my channel's name, it will be to Mr. Zurkan because he's absolutely a barrel laughs. I mean, he's like this death machine, an adorable death machine, an adorable cute death machine. He'll never harm you. He'll just harm the other guys. It looks like a mini-sized Terminator or something like that. And the one-liners that he delivers are absolutely amazing. And further ahead in the game, he has like a son, and he also delivers one-liners, and it's so good to it. I play with him just because I like to hear the one-liners. Also, while Ratchet is more the action-based, Clank is the one that solves all the puzzles. He has some really cool puzzles, and yeah, I really enjoy this change of pace in games. You know, you're blowing stuff up, but then you have to, kind of use your brain. And I think this is really important for young children because most of the games are just point and shoot. You don't really have to think about what you're doing. You know, you either if you don't know what to do, you get some other player will get to carry you. This time you really have to think for yourself to what you're going to do, how you're going to position some things. And I really enjoy puzzling in games. Not hard games, but these kinds of puzzles are really something that I enjoy. Now, the only thing I did not enjoy in this game was changing weapons. I mean, sure, you use the arrows to change the weapon, but sometimes if you double tap or if you stay on it too long, it changes to the weapon that you were using previously, and I absolutely hated that. Many times I was trying to use a weapon that was on the pre-selection, and it changed me to the previous weapon, and then changed every weapon on the pre-selection process, and I absolutely hated that. Hated it. I mean, it was so many times I went to the menu trying to find a way to turn it off, and I couldn't find it. There is no way to turn it off. There is a way you can bypass it, which is by pressing triangle and choosing it. It works like a pause, which I think works better. But I don't know why they did it like this. I don't enjoy it. I think it should have an option to turn it off. Didn't I enjoy it, especially against the last boss, where you have to, I run out of ammo a lot, and I have to constantly be changing weapons, and this was really troublesome. But that aside, the game is absolutely amazing. It was one of the games I had most fun playing in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Because if you only play games like I do, which are live service games, you're always chasing something. You're not actually working for fun. You're not playing like a fun game. You're playing for an objective, and then the objective is not like you reach it, that's it, you win a weapon. No, you reach it, and now you have to do it 30 times to get either more parts, or maybe you need other parts, so there's a drop chance for each part, and that's really troublesome. I feel that playing Ratchet & Clank will open up my eyes to just how much ambition there is in free-to-play and how much compromise there is too. I recently talked about the Sephiroth quest, which had a lot of ambition. You're going to do a space mission. There's going to be space pirates. There's going to be a song about the background story of the new character Vargas. But as ambitious as they was, they also had a lot of compromises with it, and those compromises end up hurting the games. Sure, Ratchet & Clank is not an example because it's a AAA game, but like everything, Ratchet & Clank had the staff had to make decisions, and in 2016 when the game came out, they can make some decisions, and now the remastered edition is as it should be. I think the developers have to rush things because of deadlines, or because they have to, especially in free-to-play, they have to monetize everything. Every little decision that they make has to be monetized. They have to get some kind of monetization in this, and you don't play anything more, just, you play the stage, you defeat the boss, and you win this. There's none of that. And I think that is ultimately, it's detrimental to the game. Sure, it can have more players, it can have a lot of players, it can put players playing more time, but after a while, people get bored. They get oversaturated with everything that they have to do, and many people end up leaving the game. Many people end up leaving the game and never even coming back, which I think that people have to think about. I think live service games are not dead, as Genshin has proved it, but they really need a different recipe to try and survive with monetization and gaming. If you don't offer anything just by playing the game, by completing some kind of mission, some kind of, you don't offer anything, you go for a part of something, or a bit of something, and then you have to do it again. I think people just, at some point, they know they're in this hamster wheel, and they just know they're being duped to do this over and over again, and they just leave the game. So yeah, I think Ratchet & Clank in that sense really opened up my eyes for this. This is why I walked away a little bit from Warframe. I'm also walking away a little bit from Dante's because the end game for Dante's is Trials, and I'm trying to do Trials over and over again, and I'm getting nowhere. That thing doesn't seem to be polished or rewarding or working or fair. And yeah, that's my opinion on it. If you never played Ratchet Clank and have the opportunity to do it, play it. I highly recommend it, and you will not be disappointed. This has been my video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great game, guys.